So yeah, Yavtik is definitely where my heart lies in the comics.
Yeah, if you want to get into voiceover, you got to do it because you love it. You can't do it because you want to be rich and famous, especially because you're legit doing a job that people don't know your face.
You know, in my comic, there's a number of sentient computers and video game consoles that have happened over the years.
I should have a film. I thought it was going to be the end of this year, but I think it's going to be next year. There should be a film called Badness coming.
I think we're up to 6 Star Wars children's books now that I've illustrated.
I'm here!
I'm here.
The dork behind the drawing. No.
Yay!
Don't look him directly in the face.
I draw cartoons for a living, and you can't tell me that the stuff that that we're producing nowadays is just for kids.
Kevin and Kel is now the longest running webcomic. I started in September 1995, and it's never missed a day since.
When I announced that I was voicing for Inuyasha's daughter, everyone was like, what? Like,
that was all well and good until, I was giving Phil a ride one day and he said, so how's your boyfriend? And I said, well, we're breaking up. And Phil said, oh, really?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Creators Corner. I'm Cherry Bomb Pop. Who's that, guys? Is that Mel?
The Wall.
That's you.
No, I'm the Wall.
Oh, look, you guys bought us back.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? Just real quick, just so everybody knows. Vixie is not going to be with us tonight, sadly. They had some technical difficulties. She was able to join us this morning, but her phone is not doing the damn thing. And we are working on trying to figure out how to get her back up here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we love our Vixie.
Yeah, we do. So, Bana, you've had all sorts of exciting stuff going on since the last time we saw you.
Yeah, it's been wild. Life has been wild as hell.
What's been going on?
Well, I just finished doing that fucking video for Lizzo, which was like,
right.
Like, I got a call to work for Lizzo. Like, that's where I'm at in my career.
Right.
Is like, what? And so, like, that was super dope. And so I just finished that. It came out last Saturday. And then I'm also like gearing up to teach. I'm going to teach a class this summer through Calibraska about art and politics, which is Calibraska is a nonprofit that helps service art classes to kids around the country in California and Nebraska. And so, yeah, lots of, I don't know, life is wild.
I'm a busy lady. What do you want from me?
I'm a busy lady.
Seriously, like I can't ever find time when she's like on, like, and I barely ever see her on playing Animal Crossing for me to go, hey buddy.
I know. I've been not playing very much lately. I need to go fix up my island. I'm sure it's a disaster. There's got to be a bajillion weeds.
I'm really good at picking those.
I was just gonna say Cherry's specialty.
I don't know why. I just go to other people's islands and I'm like, just go do whatever. I'll pick your weeds.
We travel as groups to each other's islands, and anytime we can't find Cherry, we know she's off picking weeds somewhere.
Yeah.
Or shopping.
So
or shopping.
Yeah. You can either find me in Abel's Sisters or you find me picking weeds. I don't know what my deal is.
Hell yeah.
So there was another thing that you were doing a while back. I call them the sunflower babies.
Oh yeah, so that got kind of put on pause for a second. I'm gonna do that with Plush Art Studios on TikTok. Her handle's Plush Art Studios, and she's super talented. But my basement flooded, and then I got the Lizzo contract, and so it kind of had to take a backseat for a second. But now that this Lizzo project's like wrapped up, I'm gonna start playing with the sunflower babies, which are super cute. They're like
Y'all
they're
should have
these
seen
like
how
baby
excited
faces.
Donna was on TikTok. Oh my god, I've never seen anybody more excited because it was
cute.
Lizzo of all people.
Oh
She
yeah.
was just Donna was just losing her damn mind. It was epic.
Yeah, and it's like wild to like I don't know to be like
Right. And
considered
like she even
good enough for that.
commented. I
Yeah.
saw where she had commented. She was like something about she loved it, but it was gonna give her nightmares. And I was like, that right there.
Which is
that right there.
entirely my aesthetic.
Goals,
Entirely my
yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah. You had just the release for the movie had just come out the last time you were here, so it was right before Christmas.
Kitty.
No, it was before that. But the movie was going to
know.
release before Christmas on HBO.
Santa Inc. It was right before Santa Inc. came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that got ratioed. Like that was a wild thing to see because like the reviews came back and like the critic reviews were like okay. They weren't like super great necessarily, but it ended up on like alt-right Twitter, which was just like nuts. Like the comments, they had to close off the comments on
oh wow
YouTube and stuff because it was just like some of the most anti-Semitic, like it was so weird. It was because the thing is like so Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman are both Jewish.
Right,
and
I was
so
going to say everybody knows that Sarah Silverman is
yeah,
Jewish.
And so to have a Jewish leads in a Christmas TV show, like a mini series, people were pissed and like
acting.
I didn't anticipate that at all.
Yeah.
And it was just like really nuts to see how people reacted to it on Twitter and like YouTube and stuff. And like I think the show's okay. Like I feel like now it's been long enough, like I'm far enough removed from it where it's like, do I think the show is great? No. Am I proud of a lot of the work I did on it? Yeah. Like I did a lot of really great animation on it. And like it's solid though. Like it's not the worst show ever. Like it's maybe a little bit more crude than I would have made it.
I'm not going to jump too far into the political side of it, but for me, it was the simple fact of there was a female that wanted Santa's role.
Yeah, I thought
cute. Like, that was a great idea.
Yeah. And I really like the Easter bunnies in that show. They're really cute. Like
right.
It certainly has its moments. I think it has a lot of good moments.
Right. I mean, with any movie, you're going to have moments.
Yeah.
I love that they were casted. Vixie says
hi, Liz.
They were casted.
I said
so
hi,
after
hubby, but we were backstage, so he didn't hear me. But hi, hubby.
Oh, is hubby backstage?
No.
Oh, sorry. I have us on full screen. I have the phone over here for comments.
I was explaining to him that I said hi to him, but we were backstage, so he couldn't hear us.
Those people on there, you'd think Jesus was Jewish. Oh, stop it, hubby.
Weird, what a concept.
All right. Exactly.
There was the big move. I believe, moved back towards where I'm at.
I got a place in KC, Kansas City. And like I feel like I've lived here for 4 months and I'm still like unpacking and decorating.
Yeah.
Like when does that stop? When does that stop?
Never.
Honey, no, never. I still have boxes in my shed in my backyard from like 3 years ago when we moved into this house. And we've lived together for almost 6 years. And we still have boxes of shit we haven't unpacked.
Right. Yeah, I definitely have boxes I still gotta go through.
Yeah. Life seems like it's been a little crazy.
Before I moved.
How are you doing though? Yeah.
How are you all doing?
We do the same shit every day, man. We just come up here, we
Yeah.
talk shit to each other, we go back, we do whatever. You know. The most exciting thing that happened for me was I went and saw Corn last night.
Yes, which
Yay.
sounds like it was amazing.
Oh my God. 15-year-old me woke up in my brain and went, bitch, we've had a great life. Let's keep doing this.
I love that. That's so great.
Right?
I would see Corn. I feel like that would be a fun show.
And honestly, we caught the last show of the tour. And it was down in Wichita. And it was a smaller arena, honestly. It was only like their max capacity is like 15,750. But and there was probably like we weren't even at max capacity. We probably had 7,000 to 10,000 people there. But just feeling the stadium come alive and the vibration and the pulsing and just everything. It was what I missed most about going to concerts. It was definitely something. I've always been a real big concert goer, like whether it's a festival or a concert or whatever. And it brought me back to that mindset. So it was just, it was like heaven for me, man. So
and like being like around live music again is like a trend.
And Jonathan talked about that. He was like, this is great because we can be with you guys and you guys can be with us and we love playing for you guys and you guys love us playing and we can get back to almost having a normal life,
Right.
So it was just really awesome.
Yeah, I saw the Circle Jerks a couple of weeks ago and that was like the first concert I've been to in forever. Which, by the way, so like sidebar, my students were like, "Hey, you look really tired today. Like, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, I was at the Circle Jerks last night," and they were like,
"What,
ma'am? What?" And I was like, "They're a band, first of all. They're a band." But yeah, it was really like weird to feel that kind of energy in a space again. So it was really, I don't know, I'm like glad it's kind of happening again. But I also recognize that it's a little bit like I have a little bit of privilege in being not immunocompromised. Like I can go out and do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's for me. It was, yeah, I can go out in public, usually with Justin or whatever, but like. The whole just being around groups of people usually is horrible for me, but for some reason with the endorphins and the adrenaline of going to a concert, that's different. It's a different kind of...
It's a different energy.
It really is.
Yeah, totally.
And for me being able to do that while we've all essentially been stuck in our houses and only been able to do certain things for the last 2 to 3 years was frigging. Like it just felt like there was this whole something was lifted. I can't explain it. It was fucking amazing though.
Yeah, I feel like there's like maybe more of a sense of camaraderie and like appreciation for those kinds of spaces now that those spaces are being more active again. Because like I don't even realize like how like what a big part of our life that was.
Right.
And so now we have like a better appreciation of like being around other people and like seeing live music and like going out and being able to do that.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's definitely needed. So Eliza, librarian, usually when we do Creator Corner, she fills up our comment section with questions, and she wants to know what's your favorite color, why, and what does that say about you?
Oh, what's my favorite color? I think it's teal. It's teal, a tie between teal and pink. I really love teal and pink. And like everything in my house is like teal and pink. Like everything. I
think it's a good combination of colors.
Yeah.
It's like I think the lights in here even are like my living room lights are pink and my kitchen lights are teal.
Love it.
What does that say
That's
about
awesome.
me? I might be a little bit obsessive. I don't know.
That's
You're having fun.
Yeah.
So you've got the class coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out a way to ask. So is there anything else that you're doing without breaking an NDA?
Oh, no, I'm kind of taking a break for a second because I think like I with the kind of animation I do, it's a little bit feast or famine, right? And so like I'll be so busy and slammed and like can't do anything for like months. And then I like won't have anything for like 4 months. And so I feel like I'm in a lull right now where I'll have a little bit of a break coming up. And so I've been going to the gym. I've been I bought a couple of cookbooks I want to try out.
Ooh. The last time Monday we did cherry rants and she did cherry rants and she actually did cooking.
Yeah.
She showed us how to make jalapeno poppers and keto mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh,
it was fun.
my dude, the keto mac and cheese is a favorite at my house.
It almost didn't even make it to the oven for the finish.
How do you make keto mac and cheese? Like, what's
Cauliflower
the main
instead of
ingredient?
noodles.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you the recipe.
Oh, yeah. Cheesy cauliflower. That sounds amazing.
Like it's and then like you make like you take almond flour and butter and Parmesan cheese and make a crust out of it on top of it. You don't have to. Like most of the time when I make it, I don't even make the crust for it. I just did it for the show this last time. But most of the time I'll make a 9x9 pan or like a 9 by whatever pan, normal size pan. Between 3 people, it's gone that night.
That sounds delicious. I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try it.
I mean, 3 people with healthy appetites.
Yeah, we've got a teenager, a trucker, and myself. But I'm trying to find different things to do on cherry rants besides, argue with myself.
But we enjoy it.
I mean, but this Monday coming up, we have
beauty tips, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about hair. Because Jellybean got a hold of me because she knew that I used to do hair for a long time. And there were questions that she had that no hairdresser would answer for her, and products are not telling. Like, there's no instructions on the box as far as like how long you can leave bleach out and how long it takes to process and all this kind of shit. So I was like, yeah, we can go over stuff like that. And then the week after that, I'm gonna have all the stuff to do a keto version of chicken Alfredo.
That sounds delicious as well.
By the way, absolutely, it's one of my favorites. Like I can whip out an Alfredo sauce in like 5 flat, and I'm just like. Eliza wants to know what inspires you. Hi, Myrtle.
Life.
Yeah,
life. That's a broad question. I always tell my animation students you can't animate life if you don't have one, and so like. You can't just be like in your own little hidey hole, like thinking about everything. Like you have to like go out and like experience it because like they always say like there's this old like film adage that you write what you know. And so like if you don't go out and like experience it, like you're not going to have anything to write about.
That's true.
That's actually very true because I'm actually working on something right now that'll never be published. I promise you that. But without the outside world as a reference, it's really hard to write it out. Liza wants to know, do you prefer to work alone or with others?
I prefer working with other people. I like being on a team. I like being like told what to do sometimes, like where I don't have to think about it, and they're like, Fauna, this is your job today, and I'm like, great, I will do that. When I work, and I like working on my own too, but it's just a different thing. Like when you work on your own, you have to plan everything out, like every little thing out yourself, versus like coming in and being able to treat it like a 9 to 5. Like when I work on my own, I don't get to turn my brain off at 5 o'clock. But I have to think about that and like figure out what I'm going to be doing the next morning. And so it's just a different mindset. I like both, but I prefer working with a team.
After I get what hubby has to say out, I want to go back over basically the last interview, talking about how you got started, what drove you to go to stop motion, just kind of the general run through on that. But he said that Paul Taylor does write a webcomic called Wopsy Square. He's trying to get animation studios interested in adapting his comic, but he has had no luck. Do you have any advice?
That's a great question. So getting things optioned can be really difficult. It's hard to get. It's a really competitive industry. It's really hard to get your foot in the door. A great way to get noticed is to start producing it on your own. Make the pilot yourself. And that can be very daunting, even to make a standard 20.
He did have a
25 minute.
short that
Yeah.
he did have a short that was produced. He's one of the
having a
commercial that
short
we
that's
run.
produced
Yeah.
is like the best option, and then like pumping that out and like sending the short to studios is going to be better than trying to send the comic, because then they have proof of concept and they can see how it's working and they can see how it looks. But smaller studios are always going to be easier to contact. Like getting a meeting with Disney is going to be damn near impossible, even for an animator like me. Like it's just not going to happen for most people. And so like researching smaller studios that are producing TV content, like maybe studios like Titmouse or Bento Box, which are like producing TV shows that everybody knows, but like those are like people who will respond like if you email them, because they're smaller studios of like less than 100 people. And so finding those studios I think would be the best bet.
Okay. So tell us how you got started with the stop motion. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
It was all an accident.
It was all an accident.
It was all an accident. I didn't try to do this. I fell into this. I always joke that like I was just following cute boy started school. Because my little high school boyfriend, who like I had like such a huge crush on, I thought I was in love with him. He like wanted to go to school for animation, so I wanted to go there too. And then we broke up like the first
did you, Felicity?
We broke up like the first week.
Man.
Then like I joke about it, but like I did really like animation. Like it was something that was genuinely interested in. But like it was weird because I went to CalArts, which is like the best school in the world for animation.
Right.
I got in on the first try. Like there are people who spend years and years and years applying to the school who get rejected.
You
and so like I got in
schools in the world for that, correct?
Yeah, I went to CalArts, and I went to the University of Edinburgh, which is the University of Edinburgh in Scotland is a top 20 university in the world. And so like I got very lucky in that respect. But yeah, I just like I was somebody who came to animation later. Like I started animating when I was 18. And so I was there at CalArts with all of these people who had been drawing since they were like 2. And like literally drawing since they were like 2, and like just some of the most outstanding, amazing artists. Like I went to college with the guys who just directed and like got nominated for Mitchell Machines. Like, and I remember being there with them in school, being like, these guys are so fucking good. And like I'm over here like playing with dolls, making them poop. Like, so naturally, I ended up going to Robot Chicken.
Right.
That was the natural progression.
The thing though is just like I remember when Robot Chicken came out. That was big shit when it came out. It's still big shit today.
Yeah, like, it's the thing that I worked on that like everybody knows what it is.
Right, everybody knows about Robot Chicken. We've heard you tell the stories about what you've done on the show, which you guys, she has done some fucking amazing shit. I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you.
If you didn't catch our last interview with Bonna, you should definitely go and find it.
Yeah,
and watch
definitely. So
after this one,
you've worked with some really big names, and you've done your own. Sorry, I'm staring at the comment section like there's something that's supposed to pop up or something. But you've done private work, you've done public work.
Yeah.
What is the next big step? What does Bonna want to do next?
What does Bonna want to do?
Yeah.
I love teaching.
Mm-hmm.
I also I've been putting vibes out into the universe that what I think I'd really like to do is become a recruiter, like a network recruiter, recruiting new talent out of schools. And it's like positions that like larger studios have, like Netflix has their own recruiters, right? Mm-hmm. Disney has their own recruiters. And there are people who like specifically go like find the fresh talent, find who's going to be the new thing. And I was telling this guy that I've been seeing about this, that like stop motion has a finite timestamp. Like my body can only do this for so long. And so like I'm in my mid-30s now. Like I realistically don't see me doing this when I'm 55, 60. I don't think my body would be able to sit there and like be hunched over and like it's just you age out of this career. And so it seems like the way to blend my love for animation and like my love for academics would be to become a recruiter and go to colleges and find all the talented new kids. And so like that's vibes I'm starting to like throw out into the universe that like I haven't like fully explored yet, but I'm like, that might be okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you called it with the guys you went to college with, right? You said they're great, and look, they did things.
Yeah, they did. They
listen to Bana.
There's a lot of like insane talent that comes out of that school. I mean, it's just there's a reason it's the best school for animation. It's like Jorge Gutierrez went there, who like did Maya and the Three, and like you know, like there's a running joke that like every cartoon is just from a CalArts person. And so yeah, there's a lot of crazy talent coming out of there.
Liza wants to go ahead.
Liza wants to know if there's anything that you hate to animate.
Clay.
Or is there maybe a particular style, maybe?
Clay.
Just
Clay is the worst. Clay is the worst. It's so sticky. Why is it so sticky? Like it's just like so, and it gets hot under the lights and then it wants to melt. But like the thing is, like when you do stop motion, every client is like, well, I want to do a claymation thing. And claymation is like the brand name, by the way. It's like we call Band-Aids Band-Aids. Like Band-Aids is the brand. Claymation is like the brand, right? And so like it's every client is always like, I want a claymation thing. And I'm like, you don't understand how much you don't want a claymation thing. I do not want to animate clay ever again.
So what are the options besides clay? What else do you have that you work with?
So like most of the puppets that we use like on a TV show are like made out of like mixed media, where they're gonna be hard though, like dolls. Like they're gonna be like wire armatures with like padded bodies with like costumes and like faces that are like sculpted and like molded out of resin. So like they're really sturdy. And so like that's like, you know, like how if you look at something from like Leica, like Coraline, like that's what those kinds of puppets are going to be built like. And so clay has a very specific look, and like it's great for, you know, and like there's still certainly studios that do it, like Aardman, like Wallace and Gromit, looks dope, A+. Would never want to do it. Would never want to do
it. So a lot of people don't know that Bana and I actually met under very different terms than what we're discussing tonight. And we kind of got into it about the last interview. We actually met because of some crazy shit that happened with her and another TikToker. Not going to get too deep into that because not trying to trigger anybody.
Yeah.
It was bad. But, let's just say that.
Yeah, it really was. But if you guys, I feel like if you guys really want to see a lot of the inside with Bana, like what, like not even just her day to day, just how Bana really is, go find her TikTok. Because she's legitimately very open and very honest about what's going on with her. Also,
I treat it like a diary. Like I've talked to some people, some like animators who are like, oh, but your content is all over the place. Like you're not posting your art, and I don't care. It's like a diary.
I do what I want with it. Yeah.
My platform, I'll do what the fuck I want with it.
Exactly.
And I've always commended Bana on her body positivity, because this woman, you guys, literally blows me away all the time, because I'm like, I could not wear that, and she's like, fuck it, wear it, bitch. And I'm like, okay.
Wear it.
Right.
Look at what I'm wearing right now. This is like what I wore to the gym. I'm fat, man, and I'm like wearing this like
That's
little
cute, though.
mesh top.
It is cute though.
I like that.
dig it.
I weigh 210, man. Like I'm 5'2". Like I'm not a small woman. But
I did not know.
Dude, we're like the
we're all the
same.
same height.
We're literally
Shorty
5'2",
club.
3/4, 215.
Right. Oh my goodness.
I'm bigger.
My brain is just so. I'm so my brain's just farting today. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day.
What project did you have the most fun working on?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I always have fun when I work on Robot Chicken. Just because I love everyone I work with, and like a lot of us have been working together for a really long time, and so like it's nice to go back to a place where like I'm like, oh, I've known you for 10, 12, 13 years. Some of the people I work on Robot Chicken with are people who taught me when I was in college. And so like it's cool to have that kind of relationship where like my mentors became my peers, and like now I have the opportunity to mentor people, and so like that's always fun. I don't really have fun on any of my personal projects because I just go in like 120% manic mode where I'm just like, build everything. Why isn't it done yet?
The idea is there. Why isn't it in front of me?
Right.
Yeah.
It's here.
Exactly.
Why isn't it here?
So Liza, if you haven't caught on yet, is our librarian of the group. She's asking what your favorite book is.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. That's I feel like immediately off the top of my head, I think about Dharma Punks, which is it's a biography about this dude who like lived a really hardcore punk life, like was drug addicted and stuff, and then found Buddhism and like went through this like whole transformation, and like that's one of my favorite books I've read in a while. I also like the shitty, trashy, like dime store novels though. Like give me some, buff Fabio looking dude like
I'm
on
the one
horseback.
who's
Like I'll read
hair
it.
porn over hair.
Look, sometimes you read to get away from all the smart stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like I have to read like a lot of academic stuff like in my day-to-day job, and so like I have to read a lot of like really dense theory stuff, and so a lot of times when I read or when I watch movies, I'm reaching for like the big little lies, you know what I mean? Like I'm reaching for like the stuff that's like trashy, easy entertainment that I don't have to like process too much.
You're looking for brain candy.
Brain candy. Yes, that's a good way to put it. I always call it my junk food. I know it's not great for me. I know it's not sustenance, but I still want it.
Right.
I think that's pretty much where I am too. Because the last thing I watched was Inventing Anna, and that
actually had me tripped up for a hot minute. Like that shit.
Really? I just watched the first episode, and so like I'm gonna.
Oh, you've got to finish it. You've got to.
No spoilers, Cherry. Cherry's so bad about spoilers.
Well, I remember like the whole saga, like when it was happening, because I very distinctly remember thinking like, "Bitch, how do I do this?" Like,
right. Man,
it's all in how you present yourself. It really is.
She did a whole lot of work to present herself in the very specific way that she did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wild.
Yes.
Wild.
Yes. Very.
And I just like think about how exclusive those clubs are, like Soho House and stuff. Like I've been to a Soho House like once, and I had to like finding someone who could get me in was like so hard. And then she just like waltzes in and
didn't necessarily wanted to be seen as a socialite. She wanted to be seen as a person who was going to start a
business person.
Foundation.
She wanted to be seen as a business person.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
The thing is she ended up actually looking more like a freaking socialite than she did the businesswoman.
Yeah.
Liza wants to know, how do you prepare yourself for a big project?
Ugh. I usually get really, really drunk before.
I was gonna say I'd get really fucking baked, but that's just me.
I get real fucked up. I'll get real fucked up before a project because I know that I won't be able to go out again for a while, and
Right,
so
yeah.
I'll like have like a big bender weekend and then like go ham on a project for like 3 weeks and not see the light of day.
Sounds like me on a manic episode. I could totally do that.
I might be. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. We covered so much in the last interview. I'm trying to think of anything that we didn't cover. Like, we jam-packed that last one.
Yeah. We went over lots of stuff.
Yeah.
We wanted to make the most of it.
Yes, we did.
My dog's
Guys,
awake.
throw out some more questions already. Come on. Okay, what's your favorite food and why? Liza wants to know. We need to call Creators
Fucking
Corner.
love potatoes.
We'll do what?
I just want French fries all the time. It's a problem. I feel like I eat way too much fast food, and I was talking to somebody about this today that but it's just because I love French fries. I fucking love French fries.
You just like deep fried potatoes?
I just love fried potatoes. I would eat them for every meal if I could.
The funny thing is okay, you know how when you're growing up, people ask you if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Yours, obviously, we're talking about French fries. I'm over here.
I
want
want
a
French fries.
cheeseburger. Like, I can put anything on a cheeseburger.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
You can put anything on fries at this point now. Myrtle said,
Yeah.
thank you for coming back, Bonna.
Yeah.
Steak.
Toe cramp.
Liza says steak. I had one of those earlier. I was wearing flip-flops. It was bad. I thought it freaking stubbed my toes. Bad. Don't want to do that again, especially when I'm trying to, lift 5 gallons of water at a time. Hi, Jelly Bean.
Hi, Jelly Bean.
Vixie's not here, and I'm like, oh, I feel like we're all on the spot.
You want to see how dumb my dog looks?
I saw Puppy last time. Oh boy. Oh, hello, little baby. Oh.
She keeps wanting to cuddle in my lap, but I just got my leg tattooed, and so I'm like, please don't.
Yeah.
It hurts. Like, but
So
she's
the
like
last
right here
one that I
trying
knew
to
that
like.
you got was the neck tattoo. What did you get this time?
I am getting my entire right leg blasted, which is
Nice.
a mission and a half. Because like the rest of my body is like little bangers. Like it's just like it's not like one cohesive piece. But my right leg, I'm working with this artist named Shannon at A1 Tattoo in Gladstone, Missouri, Kansas, whatever is in north.
It's probably
north
around
Texas.
KCMO.
Yeah, it's around KCMO. And so we're doing like literally the whole leg from like, I don't know if you can see this, maybe. It's like starting all the way at the top. And it's going to go all the way down to my foot. And then it's going to be like florals and butterflies and greenery. And we have just like a weekly standing appointment at this point.
That's the way to do it, though, especially when you're doing bigger pieces. When I found the artist that I fell in love with a long time ago, that's basically what it was. Is as soon as I would get one and that one was healed, I was calling and I'm like, look, I need an appointment. I need to get back in.
Yeah. And the nice thing about doing something like as big as like my entire right leg is that like we can kind of jump around and like do different parts of it.
Right.
And so like
Right.
next week we're gonna work on like a different part of the leg so that like the top part has like more time to like heal.
Right.
I'm like really dreading the knee because last time I got my knee tattooed, it was
the closer to bone, the closer to a nerve, or like the fattier the area. And don't take that the wrong way. That's what all my tattoo artists have told me.
Oof. Yeah, it's true though. I know.
Like I've got one.
It's like when like here and like on my knees, like was brutal.
Well, and when I went to the concert last night, usually when I do the makeup table, I have the signature where I do stars on some side of my face because I've got a little stamper. And every time I go out in public, everybody's like, "Are those tattoos?" At this point in my life, I'm like, I might as well just tattoo these motherfuckers.
You should. Those would be cute, man. I always want to get a little heart right here.
Yeah, the funny thing was,
That'd be
like
cute.
the left side of my face, I had the stars coming out, and then I had one little individual heart right here.
I really want to do that. I think it's so cute. I saw a girl who did her makeup with like 2 little hearts, like right under, like right there, and I also thought that was really cute. Where I was like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's so precious. Just little heart tears.
Liza wants to know, what's the weirdest word you've ever heard?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. What the fuck? Why is that
That's
even
just a really
word?
long word.
Why is that a word though? Like, it sounds so weird. Oh wait, no, I have a better answer. So when I lived in France, there's this word, c'est un beef. Beef means to be slapped in the face by a dick.
I love it.
I was like,
That is fantastic. You okay, Cherry?
Cherry's like losing her shit over there.
I'm dying over
here.
here.
The funniest, and it's spelled Biffle. Is pronounced beef, and it's just like, what?
Oh my goodness!
They have a word for it.
Jellybean asks if your puppy is a Pekingese.
Yeah, my little Pekingese. Her name's Bug. And I imagine that she has a southern accent, and so when I talk to her, I'm always like, Miss Bug, it's time for your tea.
She looks like she has a very southern attitude.
I adopted her last year, and she's 9, and she's just got so much sass. Like, she puts my other dog in his place. Now the other one is like,
Mom,
excuse
you're
me,
giving
Bugs in
somebody
your
else
lap.
attention.
You're giving somebody else attention. And so now he's like right here being like, hey.
Well, hello, puppies. You still haven't finished your back piece because it hurt so bad. See, I didn't have problems with tattoos on my back. Like, the one that hurt the worst was the frog that is on my, it's on my tramp stamp, but it's on my left side, right above my left hip.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit of a bitch to get through. I've got them in all the stereotypical places, like on my arms, my shoulder blades, my calves, my thighs. I've got one going down my hip. But like, hi, sweet pie.
I got none.
My spine didn't bother me whatsoever. Like, I went to sleep on my spinal tattoo. The French must think that we're super duper weird since we eat beef. Okay, here's a really good one.
It does sound like beef.
It does. What was something that you just recently realized that you were embarrassed of that you didn't realize earlier on?
Ooh, that's a good one because I'm not very easily embarrassed. I'm trying to think of like what embarrasses me. That's a hard one. I really don't like get embarrassed easily. I'm kind of just like, Mah! I'm like doing my thing all the time. Okay. If I fart in public, and it's so funny because I animate fart jokes all the time, and it did not used to be a thing. And if I'm around my friends, it's fine. But if I'm around strangers, that's a new one that just started fairly recently. And it's because I've been working out more and I'm farting in the gym. And I'm doing yoga and farting on people.
It's gonna happen.
What?
Right, it's gonna happen. Well, and
I didn't know that was a thing.
The gym that you go to is honestly, it interests me because we don't have
it's the
a
best.
gym like that around here.
It's the best. I love it. It's called Blush Fitness, and it's an all femme gym, no men allowed. And people, I made a TikTok about it, and people definitely had fucking opinions about it. And I was like, I don't know, maybe don't honey. make us don't need a safe space.
Right.
If we don't need a safe space, we won't make one. But we need one, so we made one.
Right.
And so it's a women's only
one of the
gym.
videos that there are males that do work there, but it's limited hours. Because you had shown the sign that said that males were on premises during these hours. And And honestly, I mean, your point is valid. Like, if we didn't need a safe space, we wouldn't have to make one.
It was also the first time I had ever seen a Muslim woman with her hair down. And I was like, that must be so nice to like have a space like where like your religion can be respected, or like where you feel comfortable enough where like you can do that, because like that was something I had never even considered. Like when I started going to that gym, like an angle of it that I had never even considered until I saw her there and I'm realizing like I had never seen a Muslim woman without her. I forget what it's called.
There was a big shock when I started doing hair, because the salon that I worked in, there was a woman that came in and she was Muslim, and she would come in covered, and her stylist would make sure that we didn't, and nobody in the salon, out of respect for her, we wouldn't schedule other males to come in during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was somebody that was going to come in that she wasn't accustomed to, we let her know beforehand so she could go ahead and we could either accommodate her needs, or we could, she was perfectly fine getting up and saying, I'm going to go cover up really quick, because there were other people. Yeah, she did have a hijab. But it is very in small towns and in small areas, it's so controversial. But the thing is in the larger areas, it's really not, because it's normal.
Yeah,
and totally. I don't understand why people react in such a way, in a negative response. Like, I get it, but at the same time, we're just all human beings. Why can't we just get past, the stupidity and understand this is somebody?
Why do we have to worry what other people are doing and just worry about ourselves?
These motherfuckers ain't out here fighting, fucking and feeding me, so they ain't got to worry about me.
It's like something that's like, I think, great for like multiple reasons. It's like, one, it's like trauma informed. Like, I don't like being around men when I'm working out. It makes me feel really vulnerable. I don't enjoy it.
Well, there's so many gyms where males are literally catcalling.
Yes.
I've seen so many videos, and it's disgusting. I'm just like, can we not? Can we act like grown people here?
Right.
Especially when you're like, like you're getting down and you're squatting and you're putting yourself in these positions that do feel vulnerable. Like I prefer a space where like I know that like no one else in the gym is going to be harassing me about it.
Right.
It's also pink as shit and I love it. It's got flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
It smells like jasmine and all the equipment is always clean. Just saying. Like, that didn't happen in my last gym.
So do you wear teal when you go, since there's already pink everywhere?
I have my like black athletic goth. Like,
I mean, that's okay too. I want to go to a gym, but people exist. So unless I have a friend to go, I won't. The funny thing is I don't. I refused it, regardless if it would be an all-female gym. Like, if I had a friend to go with me, yeah. But I'm that chick that I'm like, I have to, because of body dysmorphia, I'm going to be the one that's going to be the middle of summer, and I'm going to be wearing sweats and a freaking hoodie so nobody can see my fat jiggling.
But I mean, like, whatever you're comfortable with, though, right? Like,
right.
I mean,
right.
Definitely.
Now, I will get out and I will walk like a 2-mile radius around my area.
Right. Right.
But like, if my trucker's home or my kid's home, there's no working out going on in this house. Are you kidding me? No. They don't need to hear me. They don't need to see me. I'm good. What's invisible but you wish people could see?
Your heart.
Oh.
Your intentions.
You need to see mine. I mean, I can draw it on my chest.
Your intentions.
I wanted to be able to see people's intentions, like, and like know if like they're like, you sketch or what.
Excuse me, why are you walking away from me? I can see your intentions.
So here's one thing about that one is people automatically, like, when I'm out in public, especially if I am either in like makeup like I was yesterday, which is usually the intensive makeup that I do on the makeup tables, or if I'm got my hair up in a bun with no fucking eyebrows, people look at me like I'm fucking crazy either way, and they're gonna make their judgments. And I'm like, look, just because I look this way does not mean I'm gonna try to eat your baby. Does not mean I'm gonna try to attack your dog. Sure? I mean, if the kid pops off, that's a different story. I did scare the kid who worked at Spencer's yesterday, and I don't know why. I smiled at him, and he just turned around and walked the other way. He walked into my friend, and he was like, "She scared me." I was like, "I just fucking smiled at the dude. What the fuck?" Apparently, you're not allowed to smile at people anymore.
That's too funny. Yeah, the gym that I go to is in Overland Park, Kansas, which is kind of like the bougier, like
It is
like
the
the burbs. It's the burbs of Kansas City.
It is. It's very Nob Hill.
Yes. And it's weird. It's a little bit weird because people stare at me there in like a way that they don't when I'm like in California. And so it's always a little bit, I always forget that I look the way that I look, that like I am heavily tattooed.
Right.
And walking around like, like
right.
People,
You're just doing your damn thing.
Yeah.
Jellybean says she hates the smell in gyms. So a scented gym would be lovely.
I think it's not scented. I think women just take better care of themselves and the things that they are around. Like that's legitimately what it is. And so it's like it doesn't stink. Like it just doesn't stink. Like
right. The fact that the windows are frosted.
Yes.
For me
nobody
is amazing.
Creepy. Yeah.
Right. That's another one of those. So they're not out there catcalling. And I'm not saying every male in a gym is going to do that. I'm not saying every male is going to do that, because you have just as much of a chance, and I'm not trying to say this in a positive aspect at all. You can be sexually harassed by a female just as strongly as you can be by a male.
Sure. It's just going to happen at a much lesser rate.
Yeah.
It's just not as likely.
Right. Yeah. But I think the idea and the aesthetic from what I saw from your video, it's a great fucking idea.
Yeah.
I really do. It's something I would definitely get back behind.
I think you're right. I think that like women can be perpetrators just as much as a man can, obviously.
Absolutely.
I think that women are more inclined to build safe spaces for themselves and for their community than men are. And so I think, and that's part, like, that's like, I think it's just a difference in it, is that like, it's just, I think women are more, we want to curate our spaces more.
Yeah.
So that shit don't fly. Like if someone was acting like that in our gym, I'm sure that they would get kicked out.
Yeah. Eliza wants to know, how do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza?
Yeah.
I am indeterminate. I have zero opinion on this. I think that it's like fine. I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna not eat a pizza because it has pineapple on it. Like I am.
Okay, but have you tried
the
it?
Moderate. The
so if it's there, it's there.
Yeah, I'm the middle of the road when it comes to the pineapple on pizza conversation.
I'm Switzerland, motherfuckers. Don't ask me
I'm
that.
Switzerland with pineapple. I did see a TikTok where some girl put pineapple on her mac and cheese, and that is where I draw the line.
That is white people shit. That's white people shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was like,
right
"Don't
now,
knock it till you try it."
Around of a guy asking for honest reactions for peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches, and I was like, white people shit. Stop doing that.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
That's making me want to throw up just thinking about it. That's not sitting well.
No fruit in the mac and cheese. Yeah, no, we don't put fruit in mac and cheese, and we don't put fruit in potato salad either. So that's disgusting.
No.
Why is there raisins? Raisins?
At this point, the woman who started all of that, I honestly think she was doing that for clout, because she was cooking some fucked off shit. I'm just saying.
When I moved to the Midwest, there was like such an adjustment with food culture, like because like one, I'm like Hispanic, Italian, and Chinese. Food in my house was always on point, like no contest. Two, I grew up in the Bay Area where like we have a plethora of like amazing foods, like. And then when I moved out here, I was like, why is everything a casserole?
Why are you eating cinnamon rolls after you get done eating chili?
That's one. I'm like,
did you hear my
yeah.
He said, that's what we do. Because it's a Kansas thing. I want to see everyone's inner person like Shallow. Hal Jellybean said, I've seen women's bathrooms in public places. Not all women fit that bill, unfortunately, which is very true.
Yeah.
That's because men are programmed to not talk about their feelings or have them.
That's just it, right? Like, I feel like that's the nail on the head.
Yes. No fruit and mac and cheese. If you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove that you were from the future?
Just show them like
tattoos.
Show them the art all over my body. I'm sure nobody 400 years ago is walking around looking like this.
Well, there were cultures that were actually heavily tattooed.
Absolutely. I don't think they had skulls with party hats though.
No. They did not have Waldo. They did not have things like we have now. No, but there were heavily tattooed cultures. I gave up my white people card years ago. Look, bitch, I spent most of my life in New Mexico. I'm not white, I'm New Mexican. There's a whole ass difference. We cook with green chili.
The guy that I've been talking to just texted me that you're still in your gym clothes, and I think it's because he's probably fucking watching this.
Well, hi.
Hi!
We love Donna.
Pineapple or Pizza Hut now has pineapple in the crust. I need to try that.
Keep reading.
That was April Fool's joke, Mama Myrtle. What?
The pineapple in the pizza crust.
Don't just go to Jimmy this afternoon. Oh! I would have believed it. I would have ordered a pineapple crust from Pizza Hut, dude. I'm just saying.
But Jellybean secretly hoped it was true.
Me too. I love cinnamon rolls and chili. Myrtle, explain the cinnamon rolls and chili thing. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I tried it once. I couldn't
chili?
fucking do it after that. I don't get it. It's like the mashed potatoes and chicken noodle soup thing. Like you put mashed potatoes in a bowl and you cover it in chicken noodle soup. I don't get that either.
What? I've never heard of that.
It's a
I
Midwest
also
thing.
I recently stopped being a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian up until about November. So for personal and health reasons, I decided not to be a vegetarian anymore. I had barbecue for the first time last week. And I was like, this is great. Like,
Kansas barbecue is
point.
legit on point. Like I've had Memphis barbecue, I've had Texas barbecue, I've had Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah.
Kansas City barbecue is pretty fucking on point. I'm just saying.
I had burnt ends.
Yes.
Eggs Benedict.
Oh.
And it was like I'm so hungry thinking about it.
They'd ask what.
Wait. Oh, dude, bacon's a problem for me. I just saw Jellybean's comment. Wait till you try bacon. Bacon's a fucking problem for me. Like.
So if you take a jalapeno and you cut it and you decapitate the motherfucker, you cut it in half, you cut it out, you throw some cream cheese and some garlic powder on there, and then some everything bagel seasoning, or wrap that bitch up in bacon. Put it in the air fryer. I'm telling you.
That sounds dope. I drunk bought a Cuban cookbook, which is probably the classiest drunk
Cuban barbecue.
Oh man, Cubans love their pork. I'm like about to try it. Like, give me some ropa vieja. Let's go. And so I bought a Cuban cookbook that I'm like trying to go through, and like, oh, those recipes are so good. The thing about growing up in my house is that like my grandfather was Chinese, and my grandmother's Cuban, and she would make Chino Latino food, like Chinese, like Cuban Chinese food. Yeah. And there's such a it's such a weird blend, but it works so well. And my entire adult life has just been trying to recreate like Cuban Chinese food.
Growing up in southern New Mexico, we had normal restaurants and we had Mexican restaurants and we had Italian restaurants, and the two types of food that I never thought would go together are Mexican and Italian. But green chili chicken Alfredo, dude.
I'm sold. I fuck with it.
Oh, it's fuckable. It's fuckable. Who's your favorite Disney princess and why?
Ooh, this is not a Disney house. We watch Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon in this house. If I had to choose one, I think it's Meg from Hercules, because she's like the only one who's like kind of a badass bitch. And she's like, that song she sings, she's like, no chance, no way, I won't say it. Oh no, no, no. I love it. It's such a bop.
You guys, do you know what time it is?
I do. I have a phone and it says what time it is.
Oh, are we done? Is it time?
It's that time. I mean, unless you want to go longer. I personally, it's up to you. I don't care.
I don't care. I mean, I can grab some whiskey. We can go longer.
Send the old man to the liquor store for that, honey.
One of my friends left some bullet bourbon on my counter. I'm like, it's right there.
Oh, I need to just go take a trip over to Bonna's house. I'll be back.
Right. I don't have anything here.
So,
Bonna,
Bonna,
that'll probably help clear me out.
it was amazing having you back, love.
Thank you.
We got so excited knowing that you were coming back.
It's always a joy, always a pleasure.
Well, and Vixie was like, "Can you get a hold of Bonna for me?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right." I was like, "Bonna said yeah." She's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh."
I know Vixie was so upset that she couldn't be here, and I was like, "We're not upset that
We'll do
you're
it
here.
again.
We're upset for you that you had to miss out."
We'll do it again when Vixie can do it too.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Creators Corner. We have shows every day except for Tuesday. So whenever
Right.
you're available.
Don't you do Mario Kart?
We do Mario Kart on Sunday nights.
At 8 o'clock.
Sunday,
At 8 o'clock.
Sunday nights is my friend's band practice. So that's fun. I always go to my friend's band
Animal
practice and
Crossing
pretend like I
on
can play.
Monday night at 5:30 our time.
Okay. I might be able to do
We
that.
do every so often have Mario Kart on Saturday night if we don't have an interview.
Yeah, if you
Mhm.
want, I can message you and let you know if we're having a
Next
whole
time.
position night come up.
Would be 7
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
your time.
Let me know.
Okay. Well, Bonnie, you got anything for these lovely people before we take our bow?
No, thanks everybody. Always a joy and a pleasure. Always have fun when I hang out with y'all.
Well, we
Thank
love
you so
having
much for hanging out with us.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
totally. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Miss Mel.
Yep, that's me. And you already know. People make time for what's important to them. So make some time for those links down there and that like button and that subscribe button and all that good stuff. Check out the Discord. Get in there. Okay, love you. Bye.
Vixie, we miss you so much. I feel like I'm muddled today and I just should have, I needed my Vixie. You guys don't forget tomorrow morning we do have Coffee House at 11 a.m. until noon, and then we do have Bitches of Switches Mario Kart tomorrow night. I am going to go ahead and get a hold of Vixie tomorrow afternoon and set up the capture card so we can actually do that. As right now she is technically down, or she is down because of technicalities. Bonna's about to go get some French fries, y'all. Love it. Don't forget, we do have links below. If you're not following Bonna on the circle, or not the circle, not my bottle. If you're not following Bonna over on the Clock app, go follow her. She is amazing. We love her. I love when she shows up. Thank you guys all for being here. We will see you in the morning. Okay? Okay? I gotta find the button. Kelly, bye!
So yeah, Yaftik is definitely where my heart lies in the comics.
Yeah, if you want to get into voiceover, you got to do it because you love it. You can't do it because you want to be rich and famous, especially because you're legit doing a job that people don't know your face.
In my comic, there's a number of sentient computers and video game consoles that have happened over the years.
I should have a film. I thought it was going to be the end of this year, but I think it's going to be next year. There should be a film called Badness coming.
I think we're up to 6 Star Wars children's books now that I've illustrated.
I'm here!
I'm here!
The dork behind the drawing. No.
Yay!
Don't look him directly in the face.
I draw cartoons for a living, and you can't tell me that the stuff that that we're producing nowadays is just for kids.
Kevin and Kel is now the longest running webcomic. I started in September 1995, and it's never missed a day since.
when I announced that I was voicing for Inuyasha's daughter, everyone was like, "What?" Like
that was all well and good until, I was giving Phil a ride one day and he said, "So how's your boyfriend?" And I said, "Well, we're breaking up." And Phil said, "Oh, really?"